Hello and welcome back to our YouTube channel, my dear viewers. So, this is the second part for the poem The Heart of the Tree by Henry Kyler Bunner. So, let us start. Now, let us start third stanza. Again, it starts with the rhetorical question. What does he plant who plants a tree? He plants in sap and leaf and wood, in love of home and loyalty, and far cast thought of civic good. His blessings on the neighborhood, who is in the hollow of his hand, holds all the growth of all our land. A nation's growth from sea to sea stirs in his heart who plants a tree. Now again, notice the rhyme scheme. Tree, wood, loyalty, good. It is A B A B. Neighborhood, again B. Hand, land, C C. Then C, tree. That is A A. So the rhyme scheme is A B A B B C C A A. So first understand the word meanings of the stanza. First word is sap. It means the fluid or the liquid that circulates through a plant, providing it with nutrients and water. Then next is loyalty, that is faithfulness. Forecast, that means foresee, or something that has far-reaching implications or consequences. Then civic good. Civic good means common good or welfare for a community, and it is often associated with the idea of civic responsibility, the responsibility that we hold as a society. Hollow is an empty space. C to C, the entire length and width of a country. In other words, the entire country. Stirs means excites or cause a strong emotional reaction or response. Now, the third stanza again starts with a question. What does he plant who plants a tree? The poet puts the same question for the third time to create more interest in the readers. But in this stanza, there's a difference. This time, the poet has become more philosophical. He is discussing or telling us more about the moral duty as a human being that we have towards the society and the community in which we live. He plants in sap and leaf and wood. So the poet again says he plants trees so that human beings can get food from the plant's sap and leaves. You all know the process by which plants make food for themselves as well as for human beings and animals. Apart from food and leaves, the plants also provide wood for our use. So, in other words, we can say that the plants provide us with all essential nutrients for our body. They are also the main source of medicine and wood in love of home and loyalty. So, according to the poet, the man who plants the tree with a sense of loyalty towards his family, towards his community. He loves his family as well as the entire universe. So, we can say that by planting a tree, a person shows his deep affection for his home. Look at the picture also, and he is demonstrating loyalty towards his community as well. So it symbolizes a strong connection to one's root and one's commitment towards his home as well as society at large. Next line, his blessings on the neighborhood. So he says, and far cast thought of civic good, his blessings on the neighborhood. This actually means that the poet thinks about the future of the society, his moral responsibility, his civic duty for the coming generations. He says, what will happen to the world without plants? It's very important for us to plant a tree. Therefore, the man who plants a tree is actually showering his blessings on the neighborhood. That means he's doing an act that will benefit his neighborhood also, and apart from the neighborhood, the future generations as well. Next line, who in the hollow of his hand. So here the poet is using metaphorical expression to say that the person who plants a tree is actually holding the potential for growth and prosperity in his hands, just like someone holding something in their cupped hand. Cupped hand is like when you join two hands and the space is created, no? So it is a metaphor that the poet is using to tell us that the man's hand holds the future progress of mankind, holds all the growth of our land. So if you read both the lines together, who in the hollow of his hand holds all the growth of all our land. So again, the poet is trying to emphasizing on the importance of planting trees. So the person who plants a tree has the power to nurture and support the growth and development of the entire land, or in other words, the entire country. So actually, what the man is holding in his hand, he is holding in his hand the future progress or the support and development that he can provide for his country by planting a tree. In other words, he is trying to say that whenever you plant a tree, you are actually contributing to the well-being and the progress of the nation as a whole. Next line, a nation's growth from sea to sea. I told you from sea to sea here means across the length and breadth of the country. So when you are planting a tree, you are actually contributing in the growth of the entire country. A person who plants a tree becomes part of the collective growth and progress of his country. It symbolizes the expansion and development of nation from one coast to the other. If we do not grow trees, our land will become barren. So it is very, very important for us to plant trees right now. Stirs in his heart who plants a tree. Stirs means excites him. So the act of planting a tree evokes strong emotion and excitement as well as a feeling of pride and inspiration in the heart of a person who plants the trees. It stirs a sense of responsibility and connection to the land and the country. The poet becomes more anxious and could see that the growth of the universe as well as his own country is possible only by planting trees. So, this stanza particularly is focusing on the poet's concern about the future of the earth. It seems as if the poet could see the impending destruction and thus indirectly appeals to the readers to plant trees not only for themselves but also for the future generation and for his country. And apart from his country, he should also plant trees for the universe. Purify the air, provide us with wood, timber, fruits, and medicine. And the one who plants a tree plants the entire forest. So he is saying that growing plants or growing trees is our responsibility, is our duty for the growth of mankind. Now let us discuss the important themes that are being discussed in this poem. The first one is importance of trees for our survival. Under this, there are few important points. The first one is that the poet says that the planting the trees are of crucial importance for our survival. They provide us oxygen, they absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, and apart from that, they provide us free breeze and causes gentle rain. They also help in the process of transpiration. That is very important process in Earth's cycle, and without that, rains will not occur. Trees bear flowers and fruits. That is also important for us, no? The seeds that fall from the plants sprout again and give birth to many new plants that will add up to the dense forest, and this dense forest can provide a lot of timber for the upcoming generations, and apart from that they will definitely add to the improvement of the climate by cooling down the temperatures, by bringing more rains that are required for our survivals. And the plants provide us with all essential nutrients for our body. We get the food from plants, no? And they are important source of medicine and wood. Wood is very important trade product, children, and it adds to the country's economy. Many countries import, export the wood that is required, and therefore the poet is indirectly requesting all of us to plant more trees for the benefit of the society and its citizens. He becomes more anxious, firmly says that the growth of the nation depends on the plants. Tree plantation thus indeed is a blessing on the neighborhood. Next, he's very much concerned about the future of the earth, because nowadays, children, you all see, because of lot of cutting down of the trees and the expanding urbanization, these all are adding on the destruction of the environment. So he's indirectly appealing us through this poem that please plant more and more trees for the future generations. They will not only beautify environment but also purify the air. They will provide resources for the future generations. The one who plants a tree plants the entire forest, and thus the harvest will be enjoyed by the coming ages also. When he says no unborn eyes, the children who are yet to be born and the future generations, they will also benefit if we plant trees now. The third one is the connection between human beings and the natural world. So without trees, the world will become a deserted, barren land. The entire animal race would face hunger, sorry, and thus it is the tree that is responsible for the growth of the mankind. So it's very, very important for all of us to plant more and more trees. So now let us discuss the style of writing this poem, and under this we will focus mainly on the rhyming pattern and the literary devices or the figures of speech that the poet has used in this poem. So it is a free verse. There is a definite rhyme scheme. I have already told you in the video. Apart from that, alliteration is also used, repetition of the consonant sounds. So the words, the consonants that I have underlined, they are all examples for alliteration. You all can go through them, like P, P in plant, plants, sun and sky, SS, like that. Next is personification. So, in the line "a friend of sun and sky" and the title of the poem, "The Heart of the Tree," the poet is actually personifying the tree. He is giving human like qualities to the tree. Next one is metonymy. What is metonymy, children? It's a figure of speech in which a word or a phrase is substituted with another word or phrase, but they have a close association. They are closely connected. Like, for example, in some stories, you must have read the word crown, but it doesn't mean crown literally. It refers to a monarch of a kingdom. And sometimes, another example I'll provide you. Sometimes we use the pen is mightier than the sword. So, are we telling that the pen is actually cutting? No, we want to refer to the written words, the power of written words. In the same way, in this poem, "The Heart of the Tree," the phrases "cool shade," "tender rain," "sap," and "leaf," and "wood," these are all the metonymies of for the tree. So in the first stanza, when he says, "No, a home to heaven and I." So here, heaven is again a metonymy for which represents sky. So instead of using the word sky, that the tree is reaching so tall as if it is touching the sky, he's saying making home in the heaven. So home in the heaven, this heaven word is actually a close association between sky and heaven. Okay. Next is metaphor. Metaphor is a figure of speech that compares two unrelated things or ideas and saying that this is one thing. But in metaphor, we don't use the words like or as. We use like or as for comparison in similes. So here, the movement of the branches and leaves of the tree when due to the wind is being compared with the movement of the flag when the wind blows. So in the end, I'm providing you the summary of the poem. Go through all the points. These might be useful for you during the exams. Now, in the end, I have also provided you the most important keywords that you need to remember while writing the answers. The points or the words that you are going to use should be according to the question that has been asked, and these words will really be helpful for you. So go through them, and thank you so much for listening to me so patiently. Thanks once again. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe our channel.